All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chupacabra Tutorials channel. I'm your host, Larry, and today I'm back to show you how to connect your Pro Controller 1, which is from the Nintendo Switch 1, to your Windows 11 PC using DS4Windows. It doesn't work quite so well with the newer Pro Controller 2, because the newer Pro Controller uses a special low-power Bluetooth option, which your standard PC dongles are not currently equipped at the time of me making this video to handle. So just keep that in mind. There's all sorts of different things that allow you compatibility. I'll cover that in other tutorials later. So that said, to get all this working, we're going to need to download and install DS4Windows, the .NET framework, which is what DS4Windows runs on. It's free from Microsoft. And then we're also going to need the ViGEmBus driver from a developer called Nefarious Software Solutions that allows our controller to talk to our PC, because there's not the same sort of drivers that they used to have built into your PC anymore. So that said, the other thing to keep in mind is when you use this or a similar software, the way that they function is by pretending that this is an Xbox controller. That way it'll, have compatibility with the maximum number of games. You cannot currently emulate a proper Nintendo controller. If you want to do that, you're going to have to run on Steam. Steam has some pretty robust controller drivers. I suggest you check it out. I will also be doing some updated tutorials on how to do that in the next few days when I'm making this tutorial. So to start out with, I'm going to put all these links in the video description below. We're going to need to head to the DS4Windows page. When you Google it, you'll want the one here from GitHub Releases Ryo-chan 7. So if you go to the actual developer page here on GitHub, the latest and last version is version 3.3.3, and you're going to want to download and install the .NET 8 Desktop Runtime 64-bit edition. If you have a newer version, because there are newer versions out now, you can go ahead and roll with that. If you know you have that. If you don't know if you have that, go ahead and download this and install it. Then download the DS4Windows 3.3.3 64-bit edition zip file. After that, we need to grab the ViGEmBus driver. This is made by Nefarious. It's here at this GitHub page at the top. But it'll take you here to this GitHub page. Go ahead and download it. It's the latest one right here. These are both this and DS4Windows are a bit out of date, so I would actually recommend Steam drivers. But if you don't use Steam, this is a perfectly good solution still. And once you've got all those downloaded, you should be able to go to your download folder that you have all these in, right inside of here. Go ahead and download and install both of the Windows.NET framework and the ViGEmBus driver, and then restart your computer. Once you do, we'll be ready to click on the DS4Windows zip file, right-click it, go to Show More, either with 7-zip or WinRAR. Go ahead and extract that to a folder of the same name, or whatever way you like to open up zip files. I'm not your dad. Do it however you like. No one's going to get mad. And then inside this folder, and inside the other folder is a sort of rainbowy icon. That's the actual DS4Windows icon. Go ahead and give that a double click, then hit run. And it should pop up, if everything's working correctly, this little blurb that says, where do you want to save your settings? I always put them in the program folder. Sometimes DS4Windows freaks out and stops working correctly. The easiest way to reset it is to just delete the old folder, extract a new copy from your zip file, and then just start over from scratch. So I'm going to go program folder, and then it's going to have this big pop-up window that's going to ask me which device I'm going to be using this for. By default, it's PS4, but I'm going to unclick that, and I want the Switch Pro device support, and then I'm going to click close. This supports PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Pro Controller 1, Joy-Cons 1, and PS3 controllers, just so you know. And I'm going to hit close. From here, it'll open up DS4Windows. It's currently running, but you don't see anything on the list because I haven't connected my Pro Controller. You pretty much have to connect the Pro Controller over Bluetooth. For some reason, it sometimes shows up when I plug it into my computer, but it does not always do so reliably. But Bluetooth works fine. So on the back of your controller where it plugs in to a USB plug, there's a little round button. Just go ahead and click on that for like, I don't know, a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or so. You could count to 8 if you want. And then I'm going to open up my Bluetooth and devices window. You can just find this in your Windows settings or just search the Windows search bar for Bluetooth and devices and it'll take you right here. Once you press that button on the back, your device will be discoverable, so you can click Add Device here at the top of this window. Go to Bluetooth, and it should show up as a Pro controller. Unless I didn't press this enough. Let's check here. There's a bunch of junk in range of me. Wow. Oh, a bunch of smart bulbs from my lamp upstairs. Okay. Good to know. Let me press and hold this discovery button again. It should show up as either a Pro controller or a wireless controller in this device list. Okay, there it goes. I just had to press it again for like a count of 12 for whatever reason. Once you've got that showing up, you should be able to click it, and now it's paired as Pro controller. Unlike Sony, the Pro controller actually gets labeled properly. So when I connected this over Bluetooth, the little ring around my home button is glowing blue. It doesn't always do that. I don't know why, but that does often signify that it's properly connected. And now it says a Switch Pro controller is plugged in and connected. And now you can go around playing your favorite games using your Pro controller. You cannot change this to show up as a Nintendo controller in DS4Windows, so I'm not going to bother showing you how to fart with that. But what you can do is you can change the key bindings. So either through the profiles menu here, clicking this and clicking edit, or under the main menu, you can click on this, make sure whatever settings profile you want to change is selected, and hit edit. You can then rebind your controls to whatever you want. Now, I know this joystick on the left-hand side is in a slightly different position, but they're essentially all the buttons are the same. They have the same ones, they're just in a slightly different location. So you can find whatever button or joystick you want to change. Like, let's say I want to change the left arrow here. I can click on that, and then you have the option to bind that to any button on a keyboard or on a standard mouse or on a standard Xbox controller. So I can change that arrow to be a Z, or I can change it back to being the left button. You can pretty much do whatever you want. Just hover over it, click it, and then you should be able to go to town. I don't know if you can change the gyroscope in this picture, but I believe there's a gyroscope either in this list or in these other settings. That's pretty much it. Once you're done, you can hit save, and then it'll save whatever your key bindings are, and you should be good to go. The last thing that I can suggest is if you need to change for any reason what compatibility DS4Windows has active, like if you want to also plug in a PlayStation 4 controller, but you unchecked that when you set up DS4Windows, you can change that by going to settings. Then over here underneath this utilities box with all these little hyperlinks, you can click device options, and then you can change which one of these things is supported by checking it on the box here. You can technically have all of these boxes selected, but from what I understand from comments by the most recent developer of DS4Windows, they disabled that feature because it was causing conflicts with certain controllers on certain computer systems that were a little bit older. So otherwise, you should be good to go once you've got this open and your controller connected to your PC, and you can go play your favorite games. It'll just think you're using an Xbox controller, which is fine. So I hope you found this helpful. I've been your host, Larry. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Bye, everybody, and have a good one.